everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today the recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you is beef stew with carrots, and we're going to cook it on the stovetop today, not in the oven. And before we get on to the ingredients, I'd like to mention to please subscribe to my channel, give us a big old thumbs up if you like the video, turn on the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a video. Okay guys, let's get started. Let's get to the ingredients. Okay guys, the ingredients for today are some carrots chopped in, fairly big pieces, chunks, some onion, about 1.5 tablespoons of flour, some salt, some fresh parsley, some celery, some diced red bell pepper. You can substitute for green or yellow, whatever you prefer, 2 bay leaves, 2 cloves of garlic, some tomato sauce, and some meat for stewing. And now this you can change, however, whatever your family prefers. What I did is I got a chuck roast, and I cut it up into smaller pieces that we're going to start off with. But before that, then we need some pepper and some bone broth. You can use beef broth, you can use chicken broth, you can even use water, whatever you have or whatever your flavor palette is. Okay, let's get started with the first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to put about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in this big Dutch oven. I like to use a heavier pan when I'm cooking this because the cooking time is a lot longer. So I put about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It's pretty hot because I do want to sear the meat. Okay, we're going to sear it all the way around, and then we're going to take it out, okay, and saute the vegetables. So I'm just going to put some salt on the meat, and I'm going to put it in single layers. I'm not going to overlap the meat because we don't want the meat to steam. We actually want it to sear, to brown out a little bit. I'm going to bring you closer so you can see what I did with the meat. See, I just left it in a single layer. And the meat will release when it's ready for you to flip it or turn it to the next side. So we're going to leave it alone right there until it's ready to turn. Okay, it's been approximately 3 minutes. And as you can see, I flipped the meat for the first time. And that's kind of what you want on it, that little crust on top. Okay? The meat is the meat is not cooked. We're just searing it off. Okay guys, I put in the second serving of meat. I'm going to brown that up all the way around. And I'll get back with y'all as soon as it's just browned up. Okay, the second portion of the meat is ready, and I'm going to take it out of the pot, and we're going to start. I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit, and don't think that the pot looks like it's burned the meat. It's not. All that stuff at the bottom is going to give us some good flavor. Okay, we're going to get the celery, which is about 1/4 cup of celery. We're going to get the onion. The onion is 1/2 cup of onion. Okay, the bell pepper, it's just about 1/4 cup. It's not too much. Okay, we're going to stir this around. We're going to get this just a little translucent. When the onions are translucent, we'll be ready. And we're going to flavor as we go with the salt and pepper. And since the pot is a heavy-duty cast iron pot, it gets pretty hot, so my vegetables are just about where we need them. Yeah, they're ready. Okay, we're going to add in the garlic. That was 2 cloves of garlic. And as I'm stirring this, I'm scraping down the bottom because all those little bits are good. There's a lot of flavor in that, believe it or not. Okay, we're going to add just a little tiny bit of oil so we can add the flour to make the roux to thicken up this stew. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of flour. And this is going to thicken up the broth that we're going to add here in a minute. And we're just going to cook out the flour taste here. See how it just drinks it up? Okay, we're going to add the carrots. Crank up the heat a little bit now to about medium-high. Then I'm going to add the tomato sauce, okay? The tomato sauce also helps in the thickening of the broth. Okay, I'm going to start putting in the broth, the bone broth. I chose bone broth only because I like it, so, but you can use beef broth. I've made it both ways. I've even used chicken broth and it comes out delicious. So whatever broth your family enjoys, that's what I would use. You know, cooking is what your family likes, you know. You have to adjust to what you like and what your family likes. And in this case, I do what I like because I'm cooking. Okay, this is going to take about 2.5 of the little boxes of broth that I used. And I'm still scraping up the bottom because I know there's still a lot of the brown bits down there. But of course, as it cooks, they're going to release themselves. Okay, we're going to add the 2 bay leaves, which you have to take out before serving, okay? Because those are not good to eat after you cook them. They're no good to eat. Won't taste good. We're going to put the meat back in with any juices it has released. And we're going to add a little tiny bit more salt. I like to season in layers, taste it later. If it needs more salt, I'll add some more, okay? Now the parsley I don't put in it this time. The parsley is going to go later as this is, you know, as this has cooked. I like the fresh taste of the parsley. I just let it cook about a minute or so. Okay guys, this is going to sit here for about 1.5 hours. I just put it on medium heat. And I'm going to cover it, and we're going to leave it on for about 1.5 hours. So I'll get back with you guys. Okay guys, it's been about 1.5 hours. We're going to give it a check. Just got to check the meat, make sure it's ready. I have cook fingers, so I don't really... Oh yeah, it's ready. Okay, we're going to sprinkle on the parsley. Give it a stir. I'm going to plate this up. Let me show you. Let me bring you in closer. Okay, I'm going to plate this up and I'll get back with you. Okay guys, I plated this up. Doesn't that look delicious? What I did is I prepared some mashed potatoes to go with it. Nice comfort food for these cold days that we're having. Let's give it a taste. Still real hot. The meat is absolutely tender. The carrots are perfect. And of course the mashed potatoes go with anything, so in my book. Okay guys, so that's the end for this recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you decide to try it and like it, come back and let us know in the comments how it worked out for you. Okay guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.